What's up everybody, it's yours truly, Fitz. PvP dropped late last night around 9 p.m. my time, and I did do about a 2-hour live stream going over PvP, testing PvP. So this is just going to be a summary of what I think about PvP, some things that we know about PvP. It won't literally be everything because there's still some things that we can still learn about PvP. There's some mechanics that I don't quite understand, and I'll go over those as well. But this is going to be everything that we currently know about PvP. And as you can see, this is the live stream setup, so I'm going to go ahead and just talk over one of my first battles. So right away, we do have two moves. I have Arcanine. Arcanine, this is the Ultra League, by the way. It's like 2473 CP. I have Flamethrower. That is a legacy move. I gave it Wild Charge, which gives it coverage against water types in case he threw a water type out first. Now, one thing I did notice is as we play the battle here, let's see what charges up quicker. They're both 2-bar charge moves. I'm using Snarl, which is doing super effective damage against the Gengar. And as you can see, they both charged up the same amount of time. They're both 2-bar charge moves when they're outside of PvP, and they both charged up the same. Of course, I want to use Flamethrower because that's going to do stab. You're going to get an extra 20% attack bonus. Then you tap vigorously as much as possible to try to get an extra damage. Now I used a shield, so I couldn't do damage to that. Switched out to Golem. And then right there, okay, so you guys just saw that. I was tapping and had about 3/4 of the way up. He threw out Golem. When we came back, I had my charge bars out. So it seems the charge bars, they charge up even off screen per se. When he threw out the Golem, the charge bars were still charging up off screen. I don't know if that's a bug. I think it is, because it explains a weird phenomenon where you could do 2 charge moves in a row. And I think that's because of when you go to do a charge move and you tap, it's still charging in the background. Like right here, it's still charging again in the background. I have had 2 charge moves go off one after another, and I can't explain it. I have no idea how that's happening. I don't think anyone can explain why that's happening. If you guys know why I'm getting 2 charge bars off, like 2 charge moves, excuse me, off in a row, one after another, like 2 Shadow Balls in a row, please let me know if you know what's happening, or feel free to just kind of guess what's happening. I'd love to hear some of your guys' thoughts on that. But overall, the type coverage is everything. And this is actually, believe it or not, if we go back to that Miss Magius battle, this is type coverage. Think about it. Rock isn't doing that much damage against Ghost. There's 2 different ways you can think about type coverage, and we always think of the way of doing super effective damage against an opponent that has a better typing than you. So like, for example, the Arcanine, if he threw out a Blastoise, I still have Wild Charge doing super effective damage against the Blastoise, I might be able to squeak out in that battle. But another type of coverage is doing not super effective damage to your opponent. Like, Rock is not doing that much damage against a Ghost. It just doesn't do it. So that's another way of type coverage as well. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. When you switch out, and be careful when switching out. Here's another thing. I don't know if you guys can see that at the bottom right-hand corner there, right at the very bottom. Once you switch out one Pokemon, there is a timer. And if you switch out Pokemon in the very beginning, and then they switch out to cover you, you both can't switch out. You're locked with that Pokemon. You better hope you have a type coverage move, because they're going to melt you. So you have to make sure you have 2 moves on your Pokemon. We'll go over the costs here in a second, and make sure one of them will cover its common super effective damage like your opponent. You want to make sure you can cover your opponent no matter what, mostly. Because you do, and it's a very long time to be able to switch out. So you have to be careful in what you're doing. Also, make sure you're tapping around the bottom, or actually I would say the left or the right side bottom of the screen, so you don't accidentally throw a shield when you didn't mean to, because the shield part will be right in the center at the bottom. And if your opponent is also switching out and you use a shield on accident, stuff like that. So here, I'm going to use a shield, of course, because I don't want to die, because that would have destroyed me, and I have almost my Shadow Ball. I think yep. See, I'm able to get a Shadow Ball off, and he has no more shields, so this is guaranteed gonna hit, and boom. I do believe that's the battle. Nope, one more Pokemon. Moltres, yes. I still have 3 Pokemon. Well, I'm done now. And then I throw out... Yep, because I have Wild Charge. See, now look. Okay, that's another thing I can't really explain. My Arcanine came out and immediately had its charge moves. I don't remember when I just used that Arcanine. It's been a while since I used that Arcanine in a battle. It was towards the beginning of this battle, but I have not thrown it out since. I throw out Arcanine because it has Wild Charge against Moltres, and lo and behold, it has both its charge moves. I don't understand what mechanic is working there anyway, but this should absolutely roast Moltres. Tapping it like crazy. Yeah, pretty good. So, in a nutshell... And look, I was able to use it again. I was able to use it again. That's insane. I'm not understanding how that's actually working. But at least you guys know why it's working, per se. Like how it's working. I should say how, not why. How it's working in PvP. What is happening on both sides. But the rewards are pretty good too. I think they've been buffed actually this morning. You can get Stardust and a Sinnoh Stone. You can get 2 Sinnoh Stones. I've been seeing stuff all over Discord. My take on PvP is it's awesome. There are some bugs. Trying to actually connect with some battles is a little tough. But what I have to say is this. You need to experiment for yourself. I was experimenting in Great League. I threw out a Quagsire, a Kingdra, and a Lapras. I smoked whoever it was I was fighting. Like... It's interesting, Great League has a lot of experimentation with it. Ultra League, there seems to be some Pokemon that need to be musts, like Hariyama seems to be extremely powerful in Ultra League. So you need to definitely experiment in Ultra League. And Master League, this is where things get hairy. Yes, you can have 3 Mewtwo on the team at once. And that's the thing, if you're fighting random opponents, you really don't know what they're going to do. I came up with a situation where my opponent had 2 Kyogres in a row, I was not expecting that, because I just like to use 3 unique Pokemon. I don't want to use 2 of the same Pokemon. This isn't raids. So I came up against that situation. I had no way to combat that. Those 2 Kyogres were maxed out as well. I knew who the person was, so they maxed out those Kyogres. That was very hard to counter. The best way I could think of to counter that is either have Raikou or Zapdos, but they don't have type coverage moves. That's why I don't have them on my team. Or a Kyogre that has Thunder and Blizzard Kyogre, and I didn't have that either. So those moves are extremely expensive to unlock, and let's go ahead and go over that. The expensive moves, holy cow. So this is the category. It goes by buddy distance. I thought it went by egg hatches, but it actually goes by buddy distance. 1 kilometer buddy distance, 10,000 Stardust, 25 candies to unlock a bonus move. 3 kilometer buddy distance Pokemon, 50,000 Stardust, 50 candy to unlock a second move. 5 kilometer buddies, 75,000, 75 candy to unlock a second move. And then this is what I was talking about, legendaries and mythicals, 100,000 Stardust and 100 candy. So I'm gonna want to change my Kyogre to have Blizzard and Thunder for type coverage, and then have the quick move just be Waterfall, which that's all it can be anyway. So let me know what you guys think about PvP in the comment section down below. Are you guys enjoying it? Are you guys seeing a lot of bugs? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. I'll probably be doing another live stream PvP session if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to maybe call out some of my teams, that'd be pretty fun, I think. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Be bringing you guys some more PvP content. That's it with your boy Fitz. I'm signing off. See you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.